Every year, my church does an outdoor service during the summer at least a couple times. The first time we did it, we went all acoustic. It sounded great if you were within 10 feet of the worship team or pastor.
I see your lips moving, but I can't make out your words.
We quickly realized that we needed a portable sound system for these type of events. It may seem trivial and kind of obvious, but the importance of speakers and how to set them up properly cannot be underestimated. For example, connect a powered speaker to a speaker amplifier and you have one costly mistake. Ask me how I know. So in this video, we'll go over what everything is and what you need to know about setting everything up correctly. And if you find that this video helps you understand speakers just a little bit better, hit the like button and share this video. It really helps the channel reach others who are trying to figure this stuff out just like you and me. And if you're new here, first off, welcome. And secondly, please consider subscribing. I do my best to make no-nonsense videos and help you guys out with running sound with more confidence. Let's go ahead and start with a look at the difference between active and passive speakers. Active, also known as powered, means that the speaker has its own internal amplifier powering the speaker. As long as your speaker has the right connections and a built-in preamp, you may be able to simply hook up a microphone to the speaker and you'd be good to go. If not, you'll just need a small mixer or an inline preamp. Passive or non-powered speakers require an external amplifier for it to operate. Connecting directly to these type of speakers will result in no or very, very low sound. So in this setup, you will need a mixer, an amplifier, and your speaker. Again, as a warning, just because it's important, connecting an amplifier to an active speaker will destroy the speaker, so just don't do it. Next, we'll look at the connection types that you'll typically run into on your speakers. Connecting your speaker to your mixer is very simple. It just requires connecting the correct cable from the output connection of your mixer to the correct input on your speaker, and obviously sometimes an amplifier in between. There's a few different types of connections on the speakers, mixers, and amplifier. The first one we'll go over is XLR. This is one of the most common connections you will find inside a sound system. You'll find these on mic cables, on your mixer, and on speakers a lot of times. For example, a typical microphone cable will have two XLR connections on each end, one of them being a male, the other being a female. Next is the 1/4" TRS connection. I have found this to be the next most common connection on your mixer. It's usually used for your line ends and your auxiliary connections, things like that. Typically, the cables will have 1/4" TRS on both sides, and they're typically male. If you're going to go any distance, you're going to want to choose a balanced cable for this, so that way you can do that long run without any noise. Up next is a similar one, the 1/4" TS cable. A lot of times you'll find these cables labeled as instrument cables. They'll have a male TS connection on both ends of that cable. These are unbalanced, so you'll want to make sure that if you're going to use these, you only run them a few feet, usually for your guitars, keyboards, things like that. Next up is the combo connection. This connection accepts both male XLR or 1/4" male connections. The XLR connection is going to usually be a mic level, and the 1/4" will be usually a line level on these combo inputs, depending on your speakers. Next up is the speak-on connection. This connection has a very secure twist lock connection and can carry high electrical currents. When used, it will connect an amplifier to a passive speaker. You'll find these on most modern speakers nowadays. The last connection that we're going to go over is the RCA connection. They are the white and red audio connections that you'll find on TVs and other audio electronics. These are used for hooking up audio devices to your speakers, such as a CD player, phone, things like that. These cables are also unbalanced. So now for connecting everything. For an active speaker, the first thing you want to do is make sure everything is turned off. Go ahead and connect your cables to your mixer, then connect the other end of the cables to your speaker. Turn on your mixer and then your speaker. Then you're good to go ahead and make all the adjustments you need to the volume, EQ, or whatever you're going to do. For passive speakers, again, you're going to want to make sure everything is turned off. Connect the cables between your mixer's output and your amplifier's input. Connect the cables between your amplifier output and your speaker's input. Turn on your mixer and then turn on your amplifier. Then you're free to make the adjustments just like before to the volume or whatever you need. Because we have speakers that will allow us to do this, we're going to go ahead and cover it, and that is daisy chaining. This allows you to connect multiple speakers together so that you don't have to run multiple long cables between the mixer and the speakers. This works with passive and active speakers. Again, do not mix passive and active speakers together because you will destroy the active speaker. So what you'll do is you'll hook the cable coming from your mixer's output, like the mains or monitors, to the input of the first speaker. Then you'll connect another cable from the through connection on your input speaker onto the next one. As a side note, before you daisy chain anything with passive speakers, make sure that your amplifier is rated to handle the load of more than one speaker. That's it for today. If you'd like, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. Thanks again for stopping by. I'll see you next time.